you guys, 2 back-to-back road tests for you guys, not the outcome you wanted against the Jayhawks, but I guess what's one thing that this team maybe learned that going forward they can put against TCU tomorrow?
I think they just need to, learn, and I think they did learn that they've just got to come out and play their game. They've got to block out distractions and come out and be the aggressors. Because anytime you play on someone else's home court, they're going to have a little more juice just because of their fans and the environment and the routine. And so I think our kids learned that, we better come out and from the tip be ready to play if we want to try to win on the road.
And then Breamber too, another great night for her, I guess. How does her leadership really have been the key for you guys, but also a good example for underclassmen to, hey, this is Big 12 play and anything goes, really?
Yeah, I think Bree really understands just to be in attack mode, and to really rise up. Like, you've got to raise your level of play when you get into the Big 12, and I think she's doing that. And I think that's a great example for our young kids to just know how tough you have to be, how when things aren't going well for you on the road, that you got to find a way to get yourself going. So maybe that's getting to the free throw line more to see the ball go through the basket, or just being more aggressive and being more vocal too. I think she's done a great job of just being more of a vocal leader.
And TCU is they have some size too, and I saw you guys started Jazz. Is that going to be a bigger lineup heading into, or just kind of just depends on?
Yeah, it definitely depends on matchups. I think TCU is really active. They're real athletic, and they're fast. So that's going to put some pressure on our guards. But I do think we'll have a little bit of an advantage inside. And so I think our big post players need to come to work and need to really go to war for us on the road.
Kind of bouncing off that too, when you do have a team like TCU that has the size but maybe not the rebounding prowess, is the philosophy just like, hey, we're going to throw, go big out there, or can it be just, a regular standard lineup for you guys and just know that we need to attack and exploit that kind of issue?
I think there's just a couple of things. I think throughout the game you're going to have different lineups. There are specific matchups that we want to try to attack, and I'm sure there's some that they want to try to attack on us. But I do think that we've got to establish an inside presence early, and then we've really got to withstand their pressure and just like I said, their athleticism. But one thing that needs to be consistent throughout the Big 12 is just our rebounding, and so that's certainly going to be a focus for this game.
And you guys right now are forcing, I think, 18.6 turnovers per game, something like that. With TCU having, again, one of the lower stats when it comes to turnovers to assist ratio, do you guys plan on maybe being more aggressive and trying to go after passes in between?
I think we definitely want to try to disrupt them. We want our defense to turn and lead to some offense for us, and that happens when we can turn them over, maybe to some easy transition buckets, or at least some easier shots, So yeah, we definitely want to try to get some more possessions, whether that be offensive rebounds or turning them over. But either way, we certainly want to be the aggressors.
And one more thing with the bigs, you guys have had 2 back-to-back games now where, the focal point for a lot of the offensive attack has been through the centers and power forwards. What have you seen out of them in these past 2 games, and hope maybe that they can continue on going up against another big team?
I thought Big Jazz did a really good job on Ashley Jackson. I know she got away from us a little bit on some rebounds, but I thought overall the scout of just her Gardner one-on-one on the block, she did a really nice job for us. So I think that all of our kids are doing a better job of just focusing in on the game plan and understanding personnel, and knowing that it's really important for you to know your assignment and to know their tendencies so that you can keep them from doing things that they're comfortable doing.
Both teams are 0-2 in conference play going into this game. How big is it? Obviously a huge game to want to come out with the win, but how does that kind of set y'all up for next week and going forward in conference
play? Yeah, we want to get a win, obviously. We want to go on the road and try to steal some on the road. We want to protect our home court, and both teams are 0-2 right now, so we're both searching for that first win. So it will be a battle, and we've already told our kids, that it's one of those situations where we've got to want to win more than they do, and that's 50-50 balls, that's taking charges, that's getting extra possessions, that's playing super hard. And so I just think we need it, obviously to try to get that win for our confidence and just to set ourselves up. We know that we can play in the Big 12 and we can compete with all the teams that are in the Big 12, and this is one that we've got to go and prove that we can do that.
You mentioned that you're confident in your team when traveling and coming off of this 8-game homestand and traveling to KU for the first away game since December. How has it been to kind of adjust to back on the road?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good trip. I enjoy traveling with this group. You're around them a lot, and you're in some intimate settings, but I think they handle it really well. They're super mature, and I think that they really focus in on the game plan when we're all together like that for so long. So this particular trip, to TCU, and I already told the girls about this, is that it can be distracting because we have so many kids from the Metroplex and we have friends and family there that will have a big crowd, and it's a situation where we want them to be able to visit with them and see them, but they also have to know it's a business trip, right? And that the business is to get the win and to play well in front of their friends and family and then to celebrate with them afterwards.
Coach, after back-to-back ranked opponents, going into a game against TCU, they're the only team that has a losing record in the Big 12 right now overall. Just does that change the kind of feeling y'all have going in as not necessarily the underdog and maybe even considered the favorite?
Well, I think you do have to be confident in what you're doing, and I don't think that it matters what anybody's record is in the Big 12. Clearly TCU played really well against Baylor and Texas. They had two really tough draws as well, and played them down to the wire. So they can certainly play with anybody, and you want to just make sure that we don't ever overlook an opponent or that we don't respect them, because in the Big 12 it's anybody's ball game any single night. So I think our kids understand that. We haven't won at TCU since we've been here, and so that's another challenge, and I know there's some returners on our roster that really want to get that win there, and we know it's going to be a battle for 40 minutes.
And Godfrey and Taiwo, kind of their leading scorers, what do they bring to the table, and just what do they do to be successful? Yeah,
they play extremely hard, and they're very athletic. They try to score at all three levels, so you can try to take away the three, they try to get to the basket, they can mid-range pull up, they're very active on defense. There's really good athletes and really good players, so we're going to have to control them and make them take difficult shots and not foul them. We have to defend without fouling because they're really good at getting to the free throw line.
Coach, what's your relationship like with Reagan Peebley? I know she's in her second or third year leading the Horned Frogs. It's kind of what she's been able to do, because they had some really good glimpses last season. Just wanted your opinion on that.
Yeah, I've known Reagan for quite a while, since she's been at TCU when I was at UTA, and then she also called some of the Wings games, which was in the College Park Center there at UTA. So I've gotten to know her really well, and I think she's done a great job, and she and I are kind of both in the same boat as far as trying to build up programs in a really tough conference, but she's done a great job. And a couple of years ago, in fact it was the COVID year, they probably would have made the NCAA tournament, and I was really heartsick for her on that, because she's worked so hard to get that team together, but every game that they play, they are in, and she makes them play really hard, so she does a fantastic job.
You guys have had some great crowds at the USA this year, but going to TCU where they rank at the bottom of the Big 12 for attendance, are you guys going to have to maybe create your own energy to not get lulled into something like that?
Yeah, I actually think we'll have a great crowd ourselves. There we have a good turnout in the Metroplex, and I know that our kids are really excited about all their fans and friends and family that are coming. So I think just like they do on the men's side, I think our Red Raiders in the Metroplex will show up for us and paint TCU red.
Not going to block off tickets this time?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have to go on their site to find them, even for us. So.
Anything else for Coach, guys?
Jasmine Shavers, after getting Freshman of the Week, had a rough first half, but then just lit it up second half. Just what kind of progression have you seen from her?
Yeah, and maturity. I think we've seen a lot of maturity with Jasmine. I think she's just figuring out the college game. She was here with us last year for half a semester, but she didn't play in any games. And so this is truly her first freshman year. But I think that she's really understanding that she's got to play defense to get on the floor and stay on the floor. And because we think she can really be an elite defender. When she concentrates on her defense more, I think her offense is better. And when she gets in that groove where she's really focused, she's a problem on the offensive end, because she can get to the rim. She can obviously shoot some great threes and step back jumpers and things like that. So just some great maturity, and I'm looking forward to her continuing to mature and just to get that experience.
And having multiple Freshmen of the Week at different points, what does that say about how young this team is at times, but still pretty good?
For sure. Our team is young. We've got 5 solid seniors that are leading the way, but our future is obviously in our freshman and sophomore class, and they are instrumental in what we're doing this year. They're impactful players, and the sooner and the quicker that they can learn how physical the Big 12 is, how tough it is to play every single night, and really how to push through some of that fatigue that they may feel, or push through some of the physicality on the screens and things like that. I think they're going to just continue to get better and better, but I'm super excited about our future and excited that they're getting to play this year with these seniors and learning about what the Lady Raider basketball program is all about.